Our next speaker is Don Williams. I met him at an event as well. We had a great connection right away. And not only did he become a client, he also gave me an opportunity to speak somewhere, because one of the best ways to get speaking gigs is to start speaking. Now, of course, you got to get the momentum, but I'm going to show you the components of making that happen soon. But he ended up introducing me to Entrepreneur Organization, EO. I ended up speaking in Dallas, and then later on, because of that, got another opportunity to speak in Houston. So, again, one of the things that we're going to be talking about is how are you going to build this momentum. So that's going to be coming up next. But I want to bring Don Williams up because he's going to talk about your team's heart. So, Don Williams, please jump on the stage and...
On Mike Koenig's stage, J.J. Virgin, Michael Burnoff, Ed Rush is back there, Mike Koenig's, all from doing a book, or a couple books 3 or 4 months ago. I'm honored to be here. Today, we're going to talk about romance. A little early in the day for some of us, but maybe not. Romance is a good thing. Let's see if we find what I'm doing here. Okay, so I am Don Williams. I started my first company in 1986. I was 4 years old, so you can do the math. In 13 years, I'd grown to 21 locations, sold that company, was terrifically blessed, and that sounds really great, but the part of the story they hate for me to tell is for the first 5 years, we basically starved to death. If you wanted a second helping of air, you could have all you want, because we have no money, but I stuck with it and figured it out, and was blessed out of that. Founder of a dozen companies, and thanks to Mike Koenig's, 2-time #1 best-selling author and international #1 best-selling author. Thanks, Magic Mike. Please give him a hand. Well, let's go back. So I was born and raised in Kansas, and I come from a long line of North Dakota, Kansas, and Oklahoma wheat farmers. And my first job was driving tractor. I was 10 or 11. And I learned 2 things that day. 1, I don't want to be a farmer. And 2, I learned to do hard work. So since that time, I've been grateful for my path, which has taken me to success in many businesses. So let's talk about gratitude a minute. Every Monday morning in one of my companies, we do a gratitude exercise called One Good Thing. See if I can tell this story. And in One Good Thing, everybody stands up and takes about a minute and shares one good thing from their previous week. And it's typically, you know, it's not I won the lottery or I bought a new car. It's like my 9-year-old actually introduced me to her friends at the soccer game, and that was a new thing. You know, it's something very small. A couple of months ago, a lady who'd worked for me for 15 or 20 years, Deborah Donnell, we knew that her daughter was pregnant and was going to have a baby. What we didn't know is the doctors had told the parents that the baby would either be stillborn or would pass away almost immediately after birth. And so that previous week, after the birth, Deborah's share was, we were so grateful that my grandson was born and he lived an hour, and his parents and grandparents got to hold him and tell him they loved him. And so, easy to be grateful for the things that are easy, okay, but when you're really practicing gratitude, and you know, you hear a lot about it at this conference, we're going to talk about heart, and I'm the romancing guy, you know, I need to talk earlier because they're stealing all my stuff on heart, but so why should you romance your customer? Because romance means bucks, okay? Faster, cheaper, easier, lower cost customer acquisition, better retention, bigger annual spend, higher lifetime value, better win back to your bottom line and ultimately to your pocket. For the last 30 years, I've worked with in customer experience centers, so we've done about 50 million phone calls, so that's a bunch. And if you're not making phone calls for your business, please start. you'll do more business. And I've learned a lot working with Fortune 500 clients. We've worked with about 273, I think, at this point. So let's talk romance. Are you delivering romantic experiences to your clients? Do your clients love to do business with you? Do you make it easy? Do you make it fun? Okay, so typically, if you look at roses, roses aren't romantic. Giving roses is romantic. Okay, wine's not necessarily romantic. It's tasty, but it's not necessarily romantic. But sharing fine wine's romantic. So the thing to keep in mind about your business is that romance involves actions. It's not enough to have the thoughts. You actually have to do something. Then the other part is this. Your romantic wow experiences, romance typically contains an element of mystery or surprise. So you're doing something the customer did not expect, something the prospect did not expect. How many of you have done a customer experience or customer journey map? Raise your hand. Oh my gosh, the rest of you email me, I'll send you one. You need to do that. So what a customer experience map is a graphical representation of the touch points of how your customer interacts with your company. And if you really want to see things from your customer's point of view, you got to look at every time they call, hit the website, text, email, how do we face them? Okay, what do we deliver to them at that time? Okay, and then you need to look at those touch points and forget that word because they're feel points. Because here's what we know. Do people buy based on what they think? No, they don't. They buy based on what they, a little louder. Feel, right. Okay. So here's how you start. You start in your heart. You got to look at yourself. Okay. How's your gratitude? Did you know that you're in the top 12, only 12% of the people in America own their own business? And 90% of all businesses opened already failed? Okay, so you're in really rare air. You're pretty special. Okay, are you treating yourself that way? How's your leadership? Leadership takes courage. Okay, and people, I thought for a long time courage was telling people what to do and mandating and being bold and having bravado. But that's not courage, that's just bravado. Command, or courage, requires vulnerability. So if you do not know the outcome, you don't know what's going to happen, and you're vulnerable, that's courage. And you got to lead with your customers. Second, you go to your team's heart. Okay, Herb Kelleher, I think 1957, he drew out the map for the business plan for Southwest Airlines on a napkin in a bar, I think. And Southwest Airlines, known as the Love Airline, the most profitable American airline in all of history. I think they've had 2 quarters they didn't return a profit. I'm based in Dallas-Fort Worth. American can't get that right to save their soul. Amen. Thank you. Herb had a lot of great quotes, and you should look them up, but one of my favorites is this: I'm going to take care of my employees. They will take care of my customers. Are you taking care of your employees? Are you delivering that wow experience to them? When you get to your customers, does your customer feel empowered? Is it easy to do business with you? Do you require a lot of effort? So when your customer calls and asks you a question and they get voicemail, how long does it take you to call them back? When do you think they wanted the answer? They wanted the answer like a minute before they called you. Okay, and so if you make them wait a day, trust me, they've moved on to your competitor. Okay, do they feel appreciation every step of the project? Here's the blueprint. Are you delivering wow experiences to you? Are you? Raise your hands if you are. Raise your hand if you could today. You could deliver yourself one experience where you said, wow. It's better. How would you feel if you were your employee? Okay, would you like working with you? Would you like working for you? For years, I wouldn't have liked working with me. And then last, how would you feel if you were your customer? So I'm really grateful to be here today, grateful to share the stage with Mike, and I'm grateful for you. And so I have a gift for you. Nothing to sell, nothing to buy. Okay, you can go to wowblueprint.com and download my 25-page manuscript on how to deliver the wow experience. And if I can help you in any way, call, email, text, smoke signal me. And so I encourage you, find and deliver your wow, live and give romance. Thank you so much.
Don Williams. Great job, my friend. Thank you. All right.